What's up, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some clips from two matches we had in a sweaty series. This was a really impromptu sweaty. I had just been online playing a couple of matches when Apex Chris told me that he had three guys who wanted to play a sweaty series, so I just hopped in with him. I'm not on my main, I'm on my Hunter here, and I figured I'll just stick with the Night Stalker and just kind of have fun with it. So that's what we did here on Thieves' Den. This was actually the second match, but this is one that we won, and the other match I'll show you is one that we lost. Just so you can see both the things we did right and the things we did wrong. I did ask on Twitter, and several people said they'd be interested in seeing some more competitive footage like this. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do, and hope you enjoy the gameplay. I'll kind of tell you what we were doing and how we were communicating. Here at first, at the beginning of this match, we bum rushed the top, and our goal for this match was just to have control of the top of the map. Better sight lines, choke points. Honestly, this map, I don't like this map. This is a weird map, especially for really competitive gameplay, quote-unquote competitive, as competitive as you can be in Destiny. But anyways, so our goal was just to control the top, but this map is a really poopy map to have a sweaty on. It's just all about who's hard scoping which doorways, quite honestly. So here I make a mistake. I come down to the bottom to look for a second kill and get sniped from the guy up top. Now here I make a really stupid play. I decide to push up on these guys without my teammates respawning yet. It ended up working out. We got a team wipe because they respawned behind me and were able to help me finish off the third guy. But all in all, it was a terrible decision in retrospect. I should never have challenged a 1v3. I should have just backed off and tried to wait for the respawn on my teammates. But anyways, we wanted to take control of the top again, so we did. We retook the control up here, and you definitely want to try and control special spawns. Once we got control of the top, I made a stupid decision here of not to back off when I got primed by that grenade. I just kind of stood there, and I assumed that they wouldn't challenge the doorway, they wouldn't walk into it, and he ended up doing just that. So, and then again, I kind of play the lottery. I go down and try and line up a snipe on a guy off to the left, but I couldn't see through that vortex grenade. I should have just backed out. It was a really dumb decision to stay in challenge and get sniped there. So now we're trying to take control of the top again. As you can see, they took the lead from us at this point. We had been up early in the game, but they ended up taking the lead, controlling the top a lot better than we were, and I had made some pretty stupid decisions. So here I go ahead and drop a super. I had been kind of hanging on to my super in hopes that I could use it to shut down. Two of these guys were blade dancers. They were very year one oriented in their weapon choice and their subclasses. So two of them were using blade dancer, and I wanted to save my super to shut that down. And turns out my super timing wasn't necessarily the greatest. I did manage to get 2 kills off of that one super, but at the same time I did get pushed by a blade dancer a little bit later, and my super wasn't charged again, so I didn't have the option of shutting it down. So. But in my defense, I've never played Night Stalker in a sweaty before. No, never once in my life. So we're just kind of trying to feel out these kinks. And also, as a disclaimer, I have never once played a sweaty with Apex Chris and Fama before, and so we had absolutely no rhythm whatsoever. And one of their guys, and you'll see sometimes in the kill feed, he was pretty adamant about dancing at corners so that you can see around the corner in third person. So here we're up at the top again, just trying to maintain control. And it's hard to get headshots shooting down through that doorway. Their heads are kind of obstructed. So get a couple of body shots and then decide to go ahead and push down after we kill one guy. And now that we've got the third back here, Apex Chris goes ahead and pushes from that side, and I'm trying to head him off, but Chris does get the snipe, but one of the guys does respawn back in that same area with him, so we kind of keep the pressure up. We're trying to get a stronger lead here so that we can feel more comfortable. But at the same time, we kind of left Fama up here by himself, so we double back as quickly as we can just to maintain control of the top. So at this point, we're just trying to play pretty defensive and passive. I actually told Fama, I said, don't go challenge down there. And he ended up making it work. He got 2 snipes, but even still, we were pretty hesitant about going down and exposing ourselves, because when you have the lead and the high ground, there's really absolutely no reason to push down into those doorways and choke points and set yourself up where you're at a disadvantage because they've got a hard scope. So the idea is make them peak first. Make them be the ones to challenge. And just try and maintain control of what you've got. Sometimes these sweaties play out slowly because depending on who has the lead, they tend to be pretty passive and force you to come to them, and that's what we're doing here. Because obviously in sweaties, you really want to win. You kind of want to beat the other guys, kind of stick it to them. So when you have the lead like that, generally weighing risk and reward, you want to just play as passive as possible and not risk doing something stupid like I do right here in challenging this Blade Dancer. My super wasn't up because I used it previously on just a solo guy by himself. Instead of team firing him, I dropped a super on him, which is a really bad call. So I didn't have a super available to shut down that Blade Dancer, so that was kind of poo-poo on my part. Now here I get one kill with the grenade, but this Titan goes up, and I think I can finish him off, but I don't realize that he has a super up. So he uses it, takes out me and Apex Chris. They retake control of the top. Now I was saying we need to play defensive and maybe just make them come to us on the downside, the bottom side. But we ended up pushing anyways and challenging, and that was a bad call. They ended up taking the lead. So now we're trying to retake control of the top. I can see on my radar that this guy went translucent. His dot did, so I knew that he jumped over the doorway. So instead of looking to the left, I went ahead and zoomed in on the right, and sure enough, caught him as he was landing. I was able to take him out pretty easily because when you're blinking, at least now, post 2.0, you can't ready your weapons as quickly. So you want to take advantage of that. You see a guy blink past the doorway or whatever, go ahead and try and challenge him before he hits the ground, and take advantage of that downtime that he can't do anything coming out of blink. So we have control of the top. We've got 30 seconds left in the game, and I'm like, play defensive, play defensive. So here comes the Blade Dancer. This time I did save my super, tethered the doorway, and he walks right into it. Now I don't understand how he blink striked me in the back after I killed him from the front. That was a little buggy to me. So, but anyways, he did. Now we're up by 2 kills plus some change. So we managed to get one more kill. I was really happy with my performance there. Went 18 and 11. I did make some stupid mistakes. I should have played better than that. But we ended up winning that one. And it was all about just controlling the most advantageous part of the map. So here this was the previous game. This is the one that we lost. And I had started out really well. The idea here on this map was, hey, let's just try and control this outside. We want to control the outside. Chris pushed in there and he was isolated, got taken out. So we're just trying to maintain control of this outer area. I don't want to get in there with Blade Dancers in those tight corridors and with all that visual cover. That's kind of poo-poo. So I don't want to push in there. So I'm just going to hard scope some of these choke points and bottlenecks. And sure enough, I get some early snipes in the game, catch some guys. Now, you'll notice, I mean, this isn't pubs. I'm not just whipping around my sniper and one-shotting everything that I see. A lot of times I'm taking body shots, doing double shots to the body if that's what's easiest. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm playing smart, not flashy, not overly aggressive. I do get some good snipes, but I have a lot of misses as well. And you may not be used to seeing that in the footage, but these are people, they don't just walk through tight spaces like that. They don't just come through at head level because they play enough to know that that's not a smart thing to do, especially when you're playing against a couple of snipers. So they get sniped from the right. They call out the location. I choke on the body shot there. Otherwise, I probably could have easily gotten at least one kill, maybe even a second, as the other guys come around the corner while I'm reviving Chris. But I missed that body shot, and that was poo-poo on my part. So big choke there. And the game did start to take a turn about halfway through. We lost our momentum. We had really controlled the game up until about halfway through the match. They ended up taking the lead. I drop a super here. It tethers the other guy. They can mop him up. I'm using Black Hole because the goal really is to just shut down as many people as possible and take advantage of it. So I like Black Hole because of the extended range that the anchor can tether people. And that's pretty advantageous, I think, especially in these sort of environments where people tend to be closer together. They're traveling as a pack and trying to get you team fired. So you can take advantage of that, maybe get a couple of people tethered with one shot instead of having a really slow firing golden gun that leaves you really exposed. and to me that's what Quiver is, and I don't really care for Quiver because of that. So anyways, I noticed this guy was trying to push outside, so I'm assuming that's where his teammates spawned. So I snipe him in the back and then take another kill here, and missed. Just one more bullet would have done the last guy in earlier, so I was kind of frustrated about that. But then we rotate outside. This was our first match. Never played these guys before, these teammates or these opponents, so we really didn't have much of a rhythm. So we're kind of trying to coordinate what we're doing, but I don't even know the callouts for this map. I've never done a sweaty on Timekeeper. We actually got really crap maps for this series. I really hate smaller maps when you're playing against Blade Dancers and stuff. And then, now check this out. After the next time I died, this was my respawn. Check out where it puts me. This is a poo-poo spawn. Respawn, I take 2 steps, and I'm already taking fire. So it spawned me in clear view of a guy. Sad thing is, that wasn't the only time it happened this game. I took 2 deaths because of crap spawns. So that was one, and you'll see in the next clip another. So here I'm calling out to Chris where these guys are. I can see their heads peeking but can't quite land those shots. Chris approaches it from a different vantage point, ends up getting a couple of snipes there, which are really good. So we retake control of the outside. So here we got 3 minutes left, but we're up 4,100 to 3,900, and I'm thinking, hey, if we just control the outside, we're going to be golden. But Chris misses on his tether there, and so I then do a stupid thing by pushing in. But I back up in time for Fama to get the snipe on the Super Ring Titan, and then I push in on the last guy because my grenade killed the other. So the idea was that we'd push in and finish that guy off, but they didn't push in with me. I didn't really communicate clearly to them. Then that's where I respawn. I respawn, and I take fire before I even start moving. This is such a crap spawn. So we lose the lead, partially due to the crappy respawn that it gave me. So we take control of the outside again, but they're not going to be stupid. They're not going to push in really hard here when they've got the lead. So I'm just trying to manage a couple of choke points, trying to play defensively. I use my invis, but we end up just not being able to wrap this match up. They ended up taking the lead at the end and getting the win. But anyway, so that's kind of what the competitive scene kind of looks like right now. It's really kind of poo-poo, to be honest. There's a lot that needs to happen in order for Destiny to be actually a competitive thing. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. I'm thinking maybe with Destiny 2 we're going to see some more options for competitive gameplay. But right now, where you have no control over the map that you play on or the lobbies that you go into, you can try and manipulate it as best as you can. It could take half an hour to get into the same playlist or the same lobby. It's just and you also can't control the weapons. You can say, okay, don't do this and don't do this, but sometimes people forget, they break the rules. So being able to force those limitations is really what has to happen, and even being able to take out things like supers and manually take out heavy. All these things have to happen in order for the Destiny scene to get as competitive as possible. So hope you've enjoyed some of the gameplay and some of the thoughts, and we'll catch you in the Crucible, guys.